Well, it is time to unbox the rest of Heroscape Boiling Tension's story arc. Let's dive in. Alright, here is the rest of Boiling Tension, with Air Marshal Zed Nesbitt being the first half of this story arc that was released, and there's also the Decker the Burrow Breaker promo. We're going to take a look at things in order from least favorite to favorite, and that could be looks, abilities, or whatever. Just a mix of how I'm going to open them is how I like them. But this isn't going to count. We're going to start with the Lava Fields of Valhalla terrain kit, and then we'll get to other stuff. Actually, we'll start with the glyph pack and the dice, because they are least appealing, I guess, out of all of this, gameplay-wise. Alright, I'm going to try not to do this one-handed this time. This is the Heroscape Age of Annihilation Revna Dice pack. That was the pre-order special that came with the second half of the story arc, Boiling Tension. So, got a neat little box here, and these looked different on the actual pictures, the digital renders of these. They have a silver filling where the indents of the dice are, and they're a little bit bigger. We'll see how they actually look. Oh, nice D20. These are bigger? Yeah, I think they're bigger than regular combat dice. Not as quick to read with the red and blue, but there we go. I'm going to get another one and compare to it. Yes, actually bigger than the actual combat dice that come with the game. So they are a blood red, tan, silver mix. I like them. I know that they're not really useful for tournament play due to the difficulty to read from opponents across the table, or just a quick read after a roll. But for at-home use, I really like them. They kind of look like Jello cubes or something. So, yeah, pretty neat. And that's that. No insert or anything, because I guess you don't really need rules sheets for the dice. So that's the Revna Dice pack. And these are not Revna General Dice like a flag bearer would have. These have a blank side. And next up is going to be the Glyph pack. And as you can see here, they got the Bolt of Witherwood on the treasure glyph backing. So the red backing of the original card that was shared has been corrected, and it has been made into a treasure glyph. Got a nice little package here with the awesome Jowl Guard, which should be included in glyph pools when you're playing the game, because +2 defense is just sweet. But there is the back of the box there. There's 11 permanent glyphs, 5 temporary glyphs, 7 permanent treasure glyphs, 8 temporary treasure glyphs, 2 ancient artifact treasure glyphs, a negation marker, and a rule sheet. So it does come with the, I don't remember what it's called, but it's got a pair of handcuffs or shackles on it, the negation marker. Let's take a look inside. This looks like the little baggie he gets the stuff in for Limitless, the brain pill, except not clear. It's like a gray poupon mustard color. Alright, you got your little glyph booklet here with what everything does. And Glyph of Nilrend is the glyph of negation. This is pretty cool. Treasure glyph traps. Oh, they have a base rule for traps. Nice. It's not tied to a scenario anymore. This will be useful for stuff. Alright, and the ancient artifacts. You may choose an opponent's figure within 5 clear side spaces. Interesting. Gonna have to look something up with that. But, little folded booklet. Not too big of a fan of the crease. Can't get that graded. And then, basically, we have the glyphs, which have the updated graphics. Now, the Age of Annihilation glyphs that came out are not in this, so we do not have any way to get the Age of Annihilation Master Set glyphs yet, but they look pretty much the same, just Jowl Guard now has 2 shields on it. Otherwise, if you've seen these, you know what they look like. They're familiar. The major change to Bolt of Witherwood is now it's on gold. It's on? What does that mean? It's on. So, pretty neat. Interestingly, the glyphs that were in the Age of Annihilation Master set are not in this. Like Might and Soul, which is fine. I already have like 8 Might and Souls, so that's okay. Alright, and before we get into units, we are going to... yikes. We're going to do the Lava Fields of Valhalla terrain system set. The Heroscape terrain system, not the Lava Fields of Valhalla terrain system. Let's take a look inside the box, eh? Well, first, here is the reverse side of the box. And on the inside of the box flap, there is going to be a little cartoon that references the old Hot Lava Death, which I went over in a short, which I probably will edit into this video, just so you have a quick refresher if you missed it. Thanks to the comment from Nukatha on my video of unboxing these, I completely missed this sticker here. This is where Hot Lava Death is. So I'm going to try to remove this and see if I can reveal the cartoon. It's difficult to get off. I blasted it with a hairdryer, but it is still mighty stuck. So I'm going to stop scraping at this because I believe I'm going to just ruin the box even more, but here it is. I'll just put up a still image of someone else who took off the sticker with more skill and cleaned up the image. But here is Hot Lava Death. And here is the Scott Lava Death, as I call it, the Hot Lava Death with Scott G, president of Renegade Game Studios, the caricature of him on this box. Alright, take a look inside the box. Maybe. Really? There, through the magic of pausing the camera. You'd think that I opened it smoothly and without error. Alright, Molten Lava has different look to it, but the lava field will get some old for comparison here and get rid of my reflection. Alright, first off, we have a new Molten Lava tile and an old Molten Lava tile. How this thing did not crumble into powder in my hand is beyond me, because these are so fragile. Here is a new lava field hex. Here is an old lava field hex. Very comparable. Here we have a triple hex molten lava tile. I'm not sure what's in them, but they look like just swipes from a brush or something and then painted over with like a clear layer or something to seal it in. Probably not. I don't manufacture stuff. That's just what it looks like. Then we have an old outcrop base and a new outcrop base. There was no old molten lava one, but similar pip placement. I don't know, indentations. But here is an old outcrop, and here is a new outcrop. So, again, very comparable. Here is an old triple outcrop and a new triple outcrop. Now the main difference here is the triple piece for the old one was solid and had the indentations right in the middle, and you had to plug it in like that. However, the new one has the indentations as all separate pieces. So you can actually take them apart. Oh, this is cool. Swirly. You can actually take them apart, and the place where it plugs into the tiles is on the outside of the triple. Triples is best. I have triples of the Barracuda. We have the triple lava hex. Lava field, not molten lava. We have the double lava field hex. You already saw the single, so now the highlight of the box. Not really. The 24 hex lava field piece. Probably used for being the base of building maps or casual events and stuff. This is a deadly area to have units fight on. And of course, the insert for the rules. And credits. And now, to open in order of my least favorite to favorite, we're going to start with Decker the Burrow Breaker. Here's the back of his box. Alright, now to open up the unpainted Decker the Burrow Breaker miniature. He does not come in a pre-painted form, so unpainted is all you're going to get. And we will just open him up, take a look at the before and after. The paint guide for him actually went up on Renegade Game Studios' website today, which is June 6th, 2025. So, taking a look here. I don't know why I continually try to do this one-handed, but... Oh, he's way tinier than I expected. And we will just take a quick look at his army card. I'll hold that for about 5 seconds. And then here is the mini itself. So, I don't know why I expected him to be bigger. He's a Vorid. They're tiny. The Decker box also came with this little insert that explains a little bit about his drill drive special attack and some credits and advertisements on the back. And here is my Decker the Burrow Breaker, all painted up. So here is the first Decker the Burrow Breaker that I painted, and I tried to match this with just visualizing the colors myself, comparing it to the official paint guide, and this is what I came up with. This is the recipe of colors that I used, and I also had the Reichland Flesh Shade and Nuln Oil as washes for the brown and black parts. But there's just a lot here. And then here is the official colors of Decker the Burrow Breaker, and as they were all listed. So this is him painted up, again with the same washes afterward. And I've got to say that this, once done and dry, does not look like the paint guide, the official paint guide, but that is all the colors used, 2 thin layers and all that. But these are the 2 Decker the Burrow Breakers that I painted. Now, just in case you're new to Heroscape, I just want to put this in here, that these are common units. So if you don't know what a common army expansion is most heroes and squads and stuff were unique, which means you can only have one of them in your army. And common means you can have as many as you want. So these boxes you can get multiples of if they have the common tag, and you can use as many as you want in your armies. But I suppose if you're playing at home and you want multiples of the uniques, that's fine too. That's just against the rules. Next up is the Molten Crustaceans and the Tanuki Tricksters. Now, a lot of people think that these would have been my favorite ones to open, but they're okay. I like how they play. I think they'll be fun units as far as how they look and stuff. Could take it or leave it, but these guys are lame. I should have actually opened this before Decker, but these guys balanced it out because I do not like these things. I don't like how they look, I don't like their lore, I don't like how they play. So, let's cut open the box and take a look. Here is the reverse side of the box, and since the Molten Crustaceans place terrain, it will come with all the terrain you need for one squad of Molten Crustaceans. And see, here's the loose box of terrain. Got your figure and rules sheet here, as well as the credits. Here is a look at the army card for the Tanuki Tricksters. And here is the army card for the Molten Crustaceans. Here are the 2 Tanuki Tricksters. And again, there's nothing that says battle about these guys. They have bags like thieves in the night. They just don't look like they're going to war, so whatever. Here are the Molten Crustaceans. You got one with a sword, one with a chain, and one with a hammer. And they are translucent or semi-translucent red plastic when painted. The unpainted are solid gray plastic. Next up, we have one of the 2 Vorid figures I actually like. I do like Decker the Burrow Breaker enough, but this guy, I like everything about him, how he looks and all that. This is Imperator Kane. So, here's the back of the box packaging. And we've got, no, he does not come with a rules sheet. Interesting. I guess he's probably pretty straightforward. Here is a look at his army card. And here is a look at the figure himself. That's pretty cool. I like his little walker. I like how it's got like a steampunk vibe to it. I like the Gatling gun and the skull motif. It's just a cool figure. Next up, we have the Revenant Acolytes and the Gravegrim. These are probably some of my favorite sculpts that are in Heroscape right now. I love the undead look. I like the religious vestments or the royal attire that they're wearing. It's just everything about them looks cool. The Gravegrim itself is okay, but these are why this box is being opened a little bit later. As for how they play and what they do, that is not the factor that I am keeping them up as favorites. Here is the reverse side of the box. And they also do not have a rules sheet inside of them. Taking a look at the army cards for a second, or 5 seconds. Here is the Gravegrim. And here is the Revenant Acolytes. Here is the Gravegrim miniature, which I always said looks like Houndoom from Pokemon. But animals are boring to me, and it's like humans in video games always get like bears and griffins and stuff. Griffins, I know, are a mythological creature and they're not an animal, but they're close enough they just look like an eagle. They're just boring. But that's personal opinion and not just fact. It's all subjective. Alright, and we have the Revenant Acolytes themselves. Oh, this one has 4 arms. I did not notice that. That is cool. So, they've got a neat look to them. This one here has some wings that are absolutely shredded. And then we have a one-armed one here. These things just look really cool. I don't go for the unpainted, but I wouldn't mind painting some of these. And I'm also really excited to see what some of the community members and painters do with these figures, because these look like they have a lot of potential. And now for the pièce de résistance, the Scavith, Lord of Ruin. This is one of my favorite looking figures in the game as well. He is just awesome. Here is the back of the box. Let's get him open. And we have no rules sheet in there either. Alright, and we have Scavith, Lord of Ruin, and his army card. This figure was originally, like the Thyraxis Dragoon, going to be exclusive to the Avalon Hill Hasbro HasLab campaign Vanguard Edition for Age of Annihilation, and if you did not back it, you would not have been able to get him. So, Thyraxis Dragoon and Scavith are now available due to Renegade relaunching the game when the HasLab failed. This is an awesome figure. He is so cool. I can't wait to play with this thing. It is a sweet sculpt. It's just got everything about it. Looks battle ready. Unlike this. Ugh. But that is Boiling Tension, the second half of the story arc. So lots of new Heroscape to play with, and now I have to impatiently wait until the Q4 2025 releases, because all this stuff is already old and boring and I want new. No, I'm just kidding. Very happy to have this.